Beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing well. Everybody is having an amazing day. Let's just get straight into this video. As per usual, please don't take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. So, does anyone else find it odd now all of a sudden KJ seems to have all these exclusives and people, aka her sources, are just crawling out of the woodwork to give her the truth about the Duggars now? Honestly, you guys, I am definitely not buying a bit into this bullshit. And I'm going to explain why after I show you certain things. Let's start off with last week when KJ claims that she took a few days off to decompress. She went and she had her hair done, her eyebrows done, and she also claimed that she didn't work, but she just took a little bit of time by posting updates on her Instagram, but she didn't make any videos. And also over the weekend she had a couple of people reach out to her with information about the Duggars, and then she was just down this rabbit hole. And then in this video, all of a sudden, after all this time, this source reached out to her. And this is what he or she told her.
Now we're going to talk about Josh because I had a source come forward to me over the weekend, actually Friday, who brought up some information about the investigation that I hadn't heard yet and was actually corroborated by some other people. So let's talk about why a source says that what we're seeing right now with Josh is just the tip of the iceberg, and they suspect there's going to be more to follow. So I had someone reach out to me that has some information or direct knowledge about everything that went down after Homeland Security showed up at Josh Duggars' property. So in the months and weeks leading up to it, leading up to HSI showing up at Josh's property, there was some rumblings around Josh that something was brewing. There was people starting to ask questions. It seemed like there was some poking around happening, and some of the friends that were connected to Josh we're starting to wonder if Josh was potentially going to be getting picked up by the IRS for tax evasion. Now that's how it started. And then as these same friends met with HSI, the questions they were asked told them a very different story of what was going on. So according to the source I spoke to, after Josh Duggars' property was raided in 2019, multiple people around Josh, including friends of his and anyone that has loose affiliations to the car lot, was questioned by HSI. Throughout that process, multiple people were requested by HSI to provide documents to them to prove where they were on different dates and different times. The source said that the investigation seemed like they were looking at more than just one specific window of time. So while the indictment included 3 days in May, they said that their friends were asked for documents for a time frame in February. There was also another time frame that they wanted for October, and there was like various months throughout the process that they were asked for proof from HSI, whether they were at the car lot or whether they had ties to the car lot. So this led people to believe that it was multiple instances that all of this happened and not just an isolated few days in May. So they said it became more clear that the scope of this was related to Josh downloading content online, but there was also a considerable interest by HSI to these people about Josh potentially producing content as well. The source said that multiple people were asked about Josh's children, Josh having production equipment, where Josh might have production equipment, if they knew about production equipment, and the like. Because so many questions were asked about the kids, people started believing that they had information on Josh producing. So when the charges actually came out, they were shocked that it only included the downloading. During that same time period, after Josh was arrested, Anna and Josh were asked and requested to have their kids be evaluated forensically evaluated, because after the entirety of the investigation, Josh was in a peer group which had tit for tat sharing. So in order for him to get content from the group, he had to actually share content into the group of his own.
So in that clip, you heard Katie say that this source told her that that was just the tip of the iceberg. They had direct knowledge of what happened after the raid. They also thought that Josh Duggar was going to be picked up by the IRS for tax evasion. So when the friends met with HSI, they were asked for documents for a certain time frame. And it became clear to them that this was all about downloading CP. But also, what was interesting, she said to the friends, was that HSI was asking about Josh producing CP. And also, now bear in mind, this is Josh's friends and associates, not family members or anything. Not that I heard her say family members. But this source told her that the HSI was asking about his children and asking about production equipment. So many questions were asked about the kids. They believed that they had information about Josh producing. After the arrest, they were so confused as to why he wasn't charged with producing. Now that is weird. Also, another thing that jumped out at me, you guys, is she states that this source told her, don't rule out state charges. Now, let that sink in. These are friends or associates of Josh Duggars. Katie Joy has always preached and re-emphasized that these people are not well educated. So this source of hers that came forward and told her all this information, that's a friend of Josh Duggar, was associated with Josh Duggar, he sounds like an attorney. Just saying. In my opinion, KJ has no source. And the reason I say this, let's go look at her Instagram post where she said she took the weekend off. She only made a few posts. She posted over 20 times. Then she moves on to how the HSI official made a strategic statement at the press conference. Now, let me play both those clips that she has on her Instagram and you tell me.
Because of the exceptional efforts by HSI special agents, computer forensics personnel, and our law enforcement partners, a child predator has been brought to justice today. This sentencing sends a clear message that regardless of the circumstances, if you prey on our nation's most vulnerable, we will come after you. You are not above the law. To report suspicious activity or instances of child sexual exploitation, please call us at 1-866-DHS-2423. You can choose to remain anonymous. Reporting suspected child sexual exploitation can help minimize or stop further victimization, as well as lead to the identification and the rescue of additional victims. Thank you for your time.
Did that sound strategic? Or does that just sound to you like they are making it known that if you're doing this shit, you are going to get caught and they're going to find you? And if anyone knows anything, they can call the tip line and remain anonymous. Where the fuck does this woman get all this from? I have my theories. But anyway, now this is what I call strategic. And this is fucked up. She went and she made this post and it says, "Hey everyone, since the source is specifically worried about Josh and Anna's kids, they wanted me to encourage people to contact HSI, those that personally know the couple, not strangers, via HSI website. HSI encourages the public to report suspected child Ps and any suspicious activity through its toll-free tip line at, and it gives a number, or by completing its online tip form. Both are staffed around the clock by investigators. From outside the US and Canada, callers should dial," and gives a number. "If you are not privy to any information to Josh, please do not report speculations at this point. The source was hoping people that know but are too afraid to report anything could do so through the anonymous line. Thanks, Katie." That is so fucked up. Wrong on so many levels. Number one, does she fucking really think that those diehard Duggar supporters are gonna do anything? She has no proof what these fucking kids have been through. They could have gone through their evaluation and we will never know because they are minors, they are kids, everything will be under seal. She has the fucking audacity to post this and allow people to try and take away Anna's kids from her. Are you fucking kidding me? Why is this okay? Why is YouTube allowing this? Why is anybody allowing this? We don't know the gist of everything. We don't know the facts of everything. This is unacceptable. This witch knows exactly what it feels like for this to happen because it happened to her, where people have called CPS. Do you not think for a minute that those investigators, if they felt as though Josh was doing something to his kids, they wouldn't have acted immediately? This is unacceptable, people. Absolutely unacceptable. And KJ feels that she can do this because she feels she has this fucking invisible source. That source is going to protect her. That source is not going to protect you. Because let's not forget Katie Joy. Everybody has their day. And the Duggars, one of those Duggars heads can turn and come and sue your ass. And you taking for granted that it's not in their religious beliefs to do that. But you'll be amazed. This is totally fucking unacceptable. These kids did not ask for those parents, okay? You guys, I am pissed at this point. Absolutely pissed. Now let me be very honest with you. I'm going to end with saying this. In my opinion, KJ has no source whatsoever. You see, all those days she claimed to take off, KJ sat and went through all the court documents again. She went and dug up information because this story is now dead. Josh has been convicted. He's going away for 12.5 years. Nobody knows what Anna's doing. The Duggars are trying to pick up pieces, but you know what? The damage is done. Those parents are fucked up parents. Period. This means her cash cow is gone. In turn, what did she do? She sat there in a high chair recliner and she made content. She made up stories to keep this going because she needs the money. The Duggars was her cash cow. Period, in my opinion. I showed you all the posts. This woman sat there and said she didn't work the weekend, but she made over 20 Instagram posts with lengthy fucking messages underneath them. Who has the time for that? I don't. And when you take weekends off, clearly you don't have the time, but only KJ has the time. No unsupervised contact. Josh Duggar could be recharged. Josh Duggar computer forfeited. I don't feel sorry for Anna. Josh Duggar's case is far from over. HSI asked for help. Buckle up, IBLP pedos. What Duggar groupies think, and it goes on and on and on and on. This takes fucking time to research. So you tell me that one source that she claims she has went and told her all this. Think about this. Why now would these people reach out to Katie Joy? Why Katie Joy? Why now? Why didn't they come forward sooner? Katie Joy, every fucking thing you are talking about in your exclusive videos is just old, regurgitated, irrelevant at this point. But you desperate, you need the money, your back is against the wall. So you will do anything, say anything, and make up anything. In my opinion, you're a liar, you're a con artist, and you're a manipulator. You guys, if you allow KJ to keep doing this, KJ needs to be stopped from trying to rip these kids away from their mother. She didn't like it to happen to her. Why is she allowing it to happen to anybody else? Those HSI agents, officials, they didn't ask for help about Anna's kids. And she has the audacity to say that this source is worried about those kids. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. If that source was so worried about those kids, they would have gone to the fucking proper authorities. And if anybody of KJ's audience, fan base, cult members, whatever you want to call yourselves, do this, call this tip line or this hotline, shame on you. This is just the tip of the iceberg for me, because at this point, I don't think I have any more grace for Katie Joy, because whatever comes her way, she deserves. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye guys.